know Mr. Ramirez couldn't be here today. His mother was taken to the ER, and Miss Judy Solis is also absent. I believe she's out of town with her in a vacation with her mother, so they will not be present as well. Okay. Mr. Klein should be here today. The Pledge of Allegiance. We do have a student on the podium. If you lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Section 3, approval of minutes for the regular board meeting for September 22nd, 2015. Do we have a motion?
Danny, excuse me. I think this is at 6 o'clock. Here, 6:30 is the meeting?
Yes, the meeting was moved up to 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay, sorry. The meeting officially at 6:30 right now. Oh, very good.
Section 3, approval of minutes for the regular board meeting, September 22nd, 2015. Do we have a motion?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sainz. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same sign. Motion carries. Section 4, public forum. No. Section 5, item 1. I believe the reason most people are here today. Item 1 is the recognition. The State of Texas Office of the Governor Proclamation, page 34, Principals Month of October 2015.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Mr. President. And at this time, I'd like to go ahead and have Dr. Trevino. You can go ahead and give the okay to begin the presentation. And just to inform the audience and the public that we have October as School Principal Month. So we are here together to really honor our principals for all of their hard work and everything that they do and all of the positive contributions they make to our school district and working with all of their staff, all of their students, and really making a positive impact in our school district. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees and all of the Rio Grande City CISD family principals, thank you for everything you do. You are greatly appreciated, and we have something special planned for you on behalf of our School Board of Trustees. This is something that has not been done before, and it's something that the board said if anyone deserves recognition, it's the people at the schools in the front line working with students day in and day out to ensure their safety and to ensure that our students are being provided the best services. So without further ado, I would like to turn it over at this time to begin the presentation.
Good evening, Mr. Daniel Garcia, School Board President, Board members, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Ortego Jr., and to all attending this special recognition. My name is René Cantu, Rio High School student, and I'll be your master of ceremonies for this presentation. At this time, the Gruda High and Rio High Mariachi will play a musical selection in honor of our principals.
This is dedicated to our principals here at RGCCISD. Round of applause. Great job, students.
Beautiful music. Thank you to our mariachis. This month of October has been proclaimed National Principals Month. National Principals Month is our opportunity to say thank you to principals everywhere and to share with the community all the great things that principals do. A principal is a unique individual. He or she has to be a people person, an instructional leader, and be perceptive when it comes to students. A principal is a powerful individual whose creativity has engulfed not only the molding of a student's preparation for the future, but also the molding of his uniqueness in being a contributing member of his community, his state, and his country. The key to student success is a great school, and the key to a great school is a great principal. At this time, we will begin the presentation with a reading of the proclamation by Jessica Jones, Gruya High School student. Will the principals please come forward?
We have 18 principals here at RGCCISD. I believe Mr. Martinez did not make it today.
As school leaders, principals are entrusted with our most valuable resource, our next generation of leaders. These students are a promise for the future, and it is critical that they receive a rigorous and well-rounded education. Principals are more than just caretakers of their schools. Principals are expected to be educational leaders, disciplinarians, community builders, spokesmen, budget analysts, and guardians of policy mandates and initiatives. Principals set the academic tone for their schools and work collaboratively with teachers to set performance objectives and maintain high curriculum standards. Each year, organizations nationwide designate the month of October as a time to recognize the contributions of elementary, middle, and high school principals. At this time, Greg Abbott encourages all Texans to acknowledge the important roles principals play in ensuring that every child has access to a high-quality education. Therefore, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, proclaims October 2015 to be Principals Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Our recognition will continue with a presentation of certificates by our school board members and superintendent of schools. Mr. Ricardo Sainz. Mrs. Guadalupe Garza. Mrs. Tina L. Gorena. Mrs. Marisela Olg Garcia. Mrs. Liza Ibanez. Mr. Jorge Peña. Mrs. Virginia Gonzalez. Mrs. Maricelda Tanguma. Mrs. Adela Rivera. Mrs. Yvette Peña. Ms. Marisa Saldivar. Mrs. Teresa Ariasola. Mr. Jesus Martinez. Mrs. Monique Villarreal. Dr. Erica Guerra. Mr. René Peña. Ms. Nora Rivera. And Mrs. Patricia Soto. Thank you, board members and Mr. Trigo. Next, we will have the presentation by all of our schools in honor of our principals. Students, please stand. Every principal is unique and has fine qualities.
My name is Janae Garcia. I attend Roque Guerra Elementary. Our principal, Ms. Monique Villarreal, is energetic, determined, and efficient.
My name is Uniri. I attend AC2E Elementary. Our principal, Ms. Patricia O. Soto, is intelligent, energetic, and tenacious.
My name is Maite Santos. I attend John and Olive Hinojosa Elementary. Our principal, Ms. Marisa Salivar, is helpful, loving, and caring.
This is awesome. Kevin, the students do that.
This is beautiful.
Can't get enough of it.
My name is Macario Solis. I attend Gria Elementary. Our principal, Ms. Inet Peña, is inspiring, dedicated, and supportive.
All right.
My name is Carla Trevino. I attend Ringgold Elementary. Our principal, Dr. Erica Guerra, is strong, determined, and a leader.
My name is Michael Ramirez. I attend General Sanchez Elementary. Our principal, Mrs. Adela Rivera, is compassionate, dedicated, and insightful.
My name is Leisa Chavez. I attend La Union Elementary. Our principal, Ms. Teresa Ariasola, is enthusiastic, warm-hearted, and positive.
My name is Isaac Banya. I attend Dr. Mara Ramirez Elementary. Our principal is Miss Nera Rivera. Is passionate, charismatic, and enthusiastic.
Very good. There you go.
My name is Elani Garcia. I attend Alto Bonito Elementary. Our principal, Mr. Rene Peña, is dedicated, supportive, and innovative. My name is Ana Villalafa. I attend North Grammar Elementary. Our principal, Mr. Jesus Martinez, is compassionate, phenomenal, and top-notch.
My name is Quentin Martinez. I attend Rio High School, and our principal, Mr. Ricardo Sainz, is tenacious, witty, and consistent.
My name is Amy Herrera. I attend Gria High School, and our principal, Ms. Guadalupe Garza, is fearless, goal-oriented, and humble.
My name is Samantha Hinojosa. I attend Early College High School, and our principal, Ms. Tina El Gorena, is empowering, energetic, and thought-provoking.
All right.
My name is Cody Bravo. I attend Ringo Middle School, and our principal, Mr. George Peña, is loving, compassionate, and wise.
All right.
My name is Sarah Martinez. I attend Veterans Middle School, and our principal, Mrs. Maricela Garcia, is caring, hardworking, and respectful.
My name is Anika Longoria. I attend Gruya Middle School, and our principal, Ms. Clarissa Ibanez, is ebullient, sagacious, and analytical.
My name is Adrian Garcia. I attend the ACE Middle School, and our principal, Ms. Virginia Gonzalez, is ingenious, industrious, and innovative.
Mrs. Marisela Tanguma, principal at the Alternative Center, is dedicated, understanding, and patient.
Oh, with everybody? Members of the board, you all want to take a picture with the students together? Get your baskets and your lunch. There you go.
You going first?
Share a few words with yourself? Yes.
From here?
Yes, from here.
Is MC done? Is he done?
He's going to bring closure to it, Mr. Sam. He's bringing a little closure, and then whenever you're ready, he's going to bring closure.
Okay, all right.
That was so nice.
Thank you to all our students. Sensational job. Well done, students. Beautiful. Thank you again to our principals for an outstanding job. We will conclude the ceremony by inviting everyone to enjoy refreshments. Have a great evening, and again, thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, there will be refreshments. Students, please do not leave. We have a candy bag for every student that participated. The mariachi will continue with their selections. But we
Dr.
do
Chief,
have a candy bag
we
for
have
every student.
Mr. Sainz on behalf
Okay,
of the board
on
would like
behalf-
to share a few words.
Okay,
on
Mr.
behalf-
Sainz.
This is particularly for the principals.
Yes. Principals.
I heard charismatic, enthusiastic, dedicated, supportive, compassionate, phenomenal, tenacious, witty, fearless, humble, energetic, wise, hardworking, analytical, ingenious, innovative, and more. I mean, that's awesome. You know, anybody who does research, as most of us as educators do, we know that in order to have an effective school, you must have an effective leader. It doesn't happen if you don't have a good leader. It does not happen. Every scientific research that has been done that finds the effective schools, one of the first characteristics is always an effective leader. I congratulate all of you on behalf of the board for the responsibility that you have. All those words that the students said, they're fantastic, they're awesome, and they're true. Because you have to be able to do all those things and more to be able to lead a school. You have so many personalities, just with the teachers, and then with the students, and then with the parents, and the business community, and everybody. There's just so many, and you have to deal with all of them. And you do a good job. I want you to know that we're indeed very, very proud of the work that you all are doing. And we want you to know that you have our support. And I, for one, as an educator and as an administrator myself, believe very strongly, very, very strongly, that the campus principal must be the one who has the final say-so on matters that belong to your campus. Nobody else. Because we as board and the superintendent hold you accountable for everything that happens. Therefore, you should have a say-so on everything that happens in your campus. And you should have the ultimate responsibility and the decision making in your campus. Again, congratulations and good luck the rest of the year. And those students, man, they're awesome. I was telling Mr. Trigo that I just can't get enough of when I see students particularly addressing their principals. That is awesome. Congratulations on behalf of the board.
Thank you. Well done.
I believe we'll take a 15-minute break to enjoy the drinks and snacks and hear some nice music from our mariachi.
All right. Very good.
Soy del Mérito, Jalisco, tierra que me vio nacer. Traigo sangre mexicana, traigo música en la piel. Cuando suena mi mariachi, se me alegra el corazón. Y canto con toda el alma, y canto con toda el alma. Como México me siento tan orgulloso de portar traje de charro y entregar en mi canto al estilo mexicano, cantando para la cara, es mi perla tapatía, y debo mi voz al cielo, y debo mi voz al cielo, a cantarle a mi nación. Y Jalisco noches, señores. Buenas noches, señorita. Todas las florecitas de rostros cautivadores son las pruebas más bonitas de estos pobres cantadores. Ay, que sí, que no y que no. Y la luna en su auge. Ay, que sí, que no y que no. Y el sol tan capacitado. Con ella que sí, con la chica no. Siempre cumplo mi deseo. Ahora sí, mañana no. Como que llega el barato del alfaceo y el trineo del siquisiria famoso.
Junior Elementary, Gruya High School, Rio High School. Do we have any discussion on item 2?
Move we approve item 2. I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Dicky Gonzalez, a second by Mr. Klein.
Can I have it, make a comment or no?
Yes.
Before we take a vote, I just want to reiterate one of the things that I think is very important, and that is that whenever a request for travel comes, and I think field trips are excellent formal forms of education, and it can provide quite an experience for students, especially many of our students who don't have opportunities to go anywhere, and so field trips are good. The main thing is to make sure that when you turn in the form for the request for travel, I myself look for about 4 areas. I want to know who's going, the sponsors. I want to know who's going, the students. I want to see the expenditures, and I want to see an itinerary. And for the most part, they're there, except sometimes the itinerary is missing. And that's, to me, is very important. If I were a parent of a kid going to travel with a school, I would want to know what time my kid is leaving, and what time my kid is coming back. And if nothing else, for that reason, it's so important to have an itinerary always in any travel request. Wherever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to make plans anyway, so please include it in the request for travel all the time. All the time. Don't leave it out, please.
We had a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 3, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities from the City of Rio Grande City for Pee Wee Football League.
Mr. Board President, members of the board, Mr. Trigo, Superintendent, ladies and gentlemen. Attached to the request from the City of Rio Grande City for the use of the various campuses for the Pee Wee program. This is a renewal. We've done this before. They're asking to work around the schedules of all the campuses and start their program or their season this year. We, the administration, recommend approval.
Do we have
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 4, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities, the old technology cafeteria chance to be from the City of Rio Grande City for Boys and Girls Youth Club.
The City of Rio Grande City Boys and Girls Youth Club has requested the use of the old technology cafeteria or the old alternative center or the old chance to be, whichever you remember best, for the City of Rio Grande City Boys and Girls Club. The city will use the facility from September through May of this school year. During the week, they will use it from 3 to 6, I believe. It's an afternoon program, basically for 3 hours a day. And this is, we're requesting permission for the use. We at the administration are recommending the approval of the request.
Are they already there? Are
Sir?
they already using the facility?
No, sir.
Oh, okay, because
No,
it
sir.
says September, that's what I was wondering.
We're running late on the month, and
All right.
they're not in there yet.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion on item 4. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 5, consider and take possible action on interlocal agreement between City of Rio Grande City Boys and Girls Youth Club and RGCCISD to provide food services from October 2015 through October 2016.
And basically, this deals with the same club. Here, we are requesting permission to provide food service to them, to the same club, and the administration is also recommending the approval.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion, item 5, by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second? We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 6, consider and take possible action on commercial card agreement between BBVA Compass Bank and RGCCISD.
Rio Grande City CISD, the business office, is seeking approval to enter into an agreement with BBVA Compass for the implementation of the BBVA Compass commercial credit card. The administration recommends approval.
We have a motion, item 6.
I so move.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 7, consider and take possible action on donations to RGCCISD.
The following are donations that have been received by RGCCISD. Would you like me to go over each one?
No, I've already gone over them.
No, I think we're good as long as we send them a thank you letter, Mr. Lesion.
I assure you they will get that. The administration recommends approval.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
To
We have
accept.
a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 8, consider and take possible action on purchasing child nutrition programs, supplies, and equipment utilizing cooperative available to the district for the 2015-2016 school year.
Requesting approval to purchase items from the child nutrition program utilizing purchasing cooperatives such as Region 1 ESC Child Nutrition Program, such as the Texas Cooperative, CNP, STC, as well as other availables at the time of purchase for the 2015-16 school year. Cooperatives assist the local ISD, which is us, in the administration of a fiscally and sound child nutrition program by coordinating and administering all bids, proposals for such a program. It's something just like the buy board, basically the same, the group of vendors that are approved. We are requesting that you approve the request.
All right. Any discussion on my item 8? We have a motion? We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 9, consider and take possible action on resolution to nominate board candidates to the Starr County Appraisal District Board of Directors for the 2016-2017 term.
The Starr County Appraisal District has submitted the voting entitlements for the 16-17 Appraisal District Board of Directors. The presiding officers of the governing body must submit names of the nominees by the 15th, which is, I believe, tomorrow. They have been submitted, pending your approval. There's an attachment there. We are requesting to recommend the same 2 names on behalf of the district.
Is that the me and Mr. Ramirez?
That's correct, sir.
I was wondering why we had 2 different ones there.
2 what?
2 different resolutions?
It's 2 members, yeah. It's 2 members. Always has been 2 members, and it's every 2 years.
We approve item 9 as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. We have a second? We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 10, consider and take possible action on adoption of 2015 tax roll resolution.
The property tax code under 26.09 requires that the governing body approves the current year tax roll through a resolution and at a tax rate adopted by the same governing body. The tax rate for the 2015 was adopted at the August 25th, 2015 special board meeting. The district's tax assessor collector, Laura Garcia, has calculated the 2015 tax roll using the certified tax values from the appraisal districts, including the freeze levy and the approved tax rate. The total tax roll for the 2015 is $18,539,262.77. The resolution that is being proposed is attached to your review. We recommend the approval of the resolution for the 2015 tax roll at a rate of 1.4384 per 100 valuation for a total levy of $18,539,262.77.
Any discussion, item 10? Do we have a motion, item 10?
We approve item 10 as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 11, consider and take possible action on budget amendment 2016-1.
Attached is the budget amendment 2016-1. The amendment is being prepared to revise the current budget. It's just that we got additional revenues on this amendment. It was not due to expenditures. We do have several function movement on the expenditure side, but for the most part, 99% of this amendment is due to additional revenues that came to the district by the state.
Mr. Garcia, I have to say, when I first saw that right away, my eyes went up and said, what? Already? A budget amendment? But you clarified it. Thank you very much for that.
We recommend approval.
We have a motion, item 11. We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second? We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12, consider and take possible action on requisition 5,000 and over in a 12-month aggregate.
Mr. Joe?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Trigo, and ladies and gentlemen. We do have requisitions on page 125 and 126 for your consideration, and I also left an addendum on your in front of you with additional requisitions that have come in since the board agenda was published, and most of those are for textbooks that the different schools really need, and we're bringing them for your consideration.
Any discussion, item 12?
No. I don't have any.
Do we have a motion, on item 12?
I so move, Mr.
We
Chairman.
have a motion by Mr. Science. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 13, consider and take possible action on awarding of the following bids: 1601 instructional supplies, 1612 commercial carpet, 1613 vinyl tile, 1615 plumbing supplies, 1616 electrical supplies, 1617 janitorial supplies, 1618 construction material, RFP 1619 utility work and repairs, 1620 electrical work and repair, 1621 air condition work and repair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our recommendation is to award the bid based on low bid on all these bids. On bid number 1617, a recommendation is to rebid this particular bid.
Any discussion, item 13?
Just an observation.
Yes, sir.
At least one or two items, there was only one bidder.
Yes, sir.
How do we make sure that and I'm not criticizing the business, but that we're getting the best deal, in other words, since it's only one bidder?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Science. We've learned in the past, in these particular bids that you're talking about, we received bids from that same company before, plus some other bids. Of course, because of bid law, we have a date and time to receive bids, and maybe one of the other bidders just didn't get a bid in on time. These bids are good for 6 months as opposed to a year or multi-years. And so our recommendation, the prices are remaining firm or the same as previously.
Okay. They don't fluctuate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And just one more question. The commercial carpet, where do we have commercial carpet? I'm not familiar with all the buildings, so
Okay.
that's why I'm just wondering.
Any buildings that do have it, a lot of people have gone to tile, vinyl tile mostly. Some offices or some buildings might have some carpet. Libraries is probably your biggest area that receives the carpet in.
All right.
Do we have a motion on item 13? We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. We have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Smithy.
Thank you all very much.
Item 14, consider and take possible action on amendment of TASB policy DNA local performance appraisal evaluation of teachers.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, members of the board, superintendent. DNA local, on this item, we're looking to take back the previous policy, local policy. The objective here is to omit the evaluation eligibility. Curriculum department, or Ms. Garza, did poll the principals. We did get 16 yays and 2 nays, 16 in favor of going back to the old policy where all teachers would be evaluated again. We also anticipate that the tool will more likely change next year from the PDAS to TextBest, if I'm not mistaken. This was presented to policy and personnel committees, and staff recommends approval.
Well, I want to commend the principals for choosing to do that. It's more work for them that they're bringing upon themselves, but it's good. And having to evaluate all the teachers, I mean, in and of itself is good, but I know that we have some fantastic teachers in every campus, that even I know they want to be visited because they want to show what they do, and they do real good. So I wanted to commend the principals for taking this option of evaluating every teacher, even though the state offers an option where they can waive that. So,
Yes, sir.
all right.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion, item 14.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 15, consider and take possible action on band department supplement stipends and extra days for the 2015-2016 school year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Item 15, these are the music department stipends 15-16 school year. As in your pass out, you do see they're broken up by campuses. We have days included also. It's broken up by cost. We did give you a little histogram there for the last 3 years, a little history on the last 3 years. Administration does recommend approval of these band stipends for the 15-16 school year.
Any discussion, item 15?
Just a question. I think it may have already been answered, but I'm not sure. I noticed that there's the middle schools, Ringo Middle, Veterans Middle, Gruya Middle, and then it has Gruya Middle Mariachi. Are the others also the mariachi program included there? Well, it's not listed, but I'm wondering.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sines. On the mariachi program?
For the middle schools here, Ringgold Middle, and Veterans, they're not listed here, but
okay.
I'm wondering, because you do list the one from Gruya, but not the other ones.
Yes.
They're included there.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it meant?
Yes.
And, well, the other question was just, there's a disparity, it's seemingly disparity there on the page, but I think it has to do with the number of staff.
In reference to the Excel spreadsheet, yes, that's correct, sir. You see one of the high schools did go up. That's due to one additional staff member that was approved at the high school. We did lose another high school teacher that was teaching, I believe it was the Flag Corps, and we lost that individual to another district, and that's giving you the big difference that you see there for the year.
And the number of days included there, it varies from campus to campus. I'm wondering why.
The only findings that we have, sir, if you see the 202, those are probably the ones that stand out. Those two individuals did choose to remain at 202.
They chose to remain at the 202?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
And it seems to me that it's a program that should dictate the days, not the person.
I will note that, sir.
Please.
Administration recommends approval.
Do we have a motion, item 15? We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 16, consider and take possible action on department chairs and club sponsor stipends for the 2015-2016 school year.
Thank you, sir. On item 16, we do have the 15-16 department chairs and club sponsors. As you see on your pass out, they're broken up by each memo sent in by our principals. Administration does recommend approval. This was also presented to the Personnel Committee on October 6th. And really the big item here is the base pay is $500, $30 per teacher under that department.
Any discussion on item 16? Do we have a motion on item 16? We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Salim. Item 17, consider and take possible action on Star One Item Bank.
Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Trio, ladies and gentlemen, Star One Item Bank is provided through Region 1, and it's a bank of questions that are formatted to the STAR. This item bank has over 80,000 items. It has been updated to address English and Spanish. The Star One has been revised to include the new math TEKS, new writing modules for 4th and 7th grade, and English 1 and 2. Additional reading passages with open-ended questions are included. For science, biology, the graphics were enhanced, and social studies and history included new questions. The district is revising mini common assessments and common assessments every 6 weeks, and so we needed additional resources to be able to include some of these questions. Our district campus principals and teachers met, and they reviewed, and they are in consensus that they are wanting the Star One item bank. So the district is recommending or seeking approval of the annual subscription of Star One offered by Region 1 for $18,926, funded by Fund 255.
Any discussion on item 17?
Move we approve item 17 as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 18, consider and take possible action on authorizing the superintendent to select a vendor for benchmark assessments from a state-approved vendor or a Region 1 Education Service Center vendor.
We have a revised document that was presented to every single board member. We had additional vendors come in and present their materials for review. We had campus principals and teachers looking at all these materials, and the results were as follows. All elementary and middle school campuses decided to go with our STAR release test that is offered through through our TA agency with some test modifications. High school decided to use STAR release assessments for biology, U.S. history, and English 2. Based on this outcome, we will have to send these STAR release assessments to be printed, and the cost cannot be determined at this time since it is based on the number of pages per assessment. These assessments will need to be modified to include additional questions, to include field test items, and meet our blueprints. The administration seeks approval to authorize Mr. Joel Trigo Jr., our superintendent, to select the best method to determine the selection of a vendor for printing STAR release assessments for benchmarks due to the time limitation.
When are the benchmarks?
They're scheduled for the week before we leave for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That's our first fall benchmark.
And what you're requesting is time, for authority to Mr. Trigo to make a decision on where to print the.
That is correct, sir. It's too many booklets for us to print in-house.
And so once we get the total number of pages that are going to be copied, we will go to different companies and see who the lowest is with the same quality of printing that we do need. But it's in the essence of time. We wouldn't make it back to the next board meeting because of the benchmarks being the first week of November, correct?
The second week.
Second week, November.
Can you keep us informed of,
Yes, sir.
even at least by phone or something to
Yes, I will.
tell us what you decided?
I'll communicate to you all before a decision is made.
Any more discussion on item 18? Do we have a motion? We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Gus. Item 19, consider and take possible action on this district improvement plan evaluation for the 2014-2015 school year.
Mr. President, board members, Mr. Trigo, ladies and gentlemen, the Office of Program and Campus Accountability has several items for your consideration. Item 19 is to consider and take possible action on the district improvement plan evaluation for 2014 and 2015, and we recommend approval.
Do you have any discussion?
No, we had a good discussion at the committee meeting, and I thought it was good.
Okay. We have a motion on item 19.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 20, consider and take possible action on district improvement plans for the 2015-2016 school year.
We are requesting approval for the district improvement plan for the 2015 and 2000 school year. We would like to request approval.
I would like to ask, and I think in discussion with Mr. Trigo, is it possible for us to get like, I mean, having looked at the district plan, that we get like periodic reports or maybe once a semester or twice a semester or whatever, the superintendent would have to determine that how the schools are doing with respect to the district plan is like the blueprint for running the school, the campuses, the district, and then the campuses. To get some kind of a report how the campuses are doing. In other words, not to have to wait till the end of the year and then they'll tell us this is how the school did, but like after the benchmark, for example, you get the results right away, so you can indicate how the campuses are doing. And it helps everybody because when you have to make presentations, you have to know exactly what's happening. You have to be able to understand it very well, and it'll tell you right away if you're achieving the goals that you want to achieve or moving in that direction. And it keeps everybody informed of what's going on in the campus, particularly campuses that have been selected as focus campuses, but all campuses would benefit from it. Is that possible?
There should be no problem because we get a formative evaluation in December. Once we get the formative, we can forward it in writing to the superintendent, and he can hand over the copies. Okay. And then we'll get the other one, towards the end of the year again.
All right. And I just had suggestions that perhaps that report can include things like, for instance, because this being a cooperative effort by everyone, I think that the report should indicate things like what kind of help are the campuses getting from central office, how many visits do central office do to campuses, which, I mean, to me, central office is a support to the campuses, and so they should be helping. Like how's the attendance? We're already getting a report on that, and I think it's excellent. Also on discipline, we're getting that, and that I think is real good too. How the walkthroughs are coming along in the campuses, the preliminary reports on the benchmarks, which I already mentioned, and any other data that the campus feels we ought to have to show us that there's improvement or that they're addressing whatever issues the campus has and how they're progressing in that area. So it would be nice to include all those.
There should be no problem, sir.
Okay.
Do we have a motion?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion, item 20. Do we have a second? Second. We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 21, consider and take possible action on campus improvement plans for the 2015-2016 school year.
And the last item is requesting approval for the campus improvement plan for 2015 and 2016.
Okay. Again, one more comment on that one. I haven't had a chance to look at them because there are a whole bunch of them, and we got them on disc, and so I need to be, and I do like to look at the plan.
Do you prefer them in hard copy?
I'm sorry?
Do you prefer hard copy?
Oh, yeah, anytime. That way I can read it at different places where I go and just be familiar with it. But keep in mind, and I've mentioned this to our Mr. Trigo and to some of you others, some of you also as well, that if we get a visit from TEA or whatever, first they want to know, do you have a campus plan? And of course, it's required, so we say yes. The next thing it says, okay, let me see it. And then it says, you're saying you're going to do the following. Are you doing it? The campus plan is your campus plan to improve, campus improvement plan. And so look at it, please, and follow it as much as possible. That's what you're saying that you're going to follow. If we get a visit from TEA, and we might.
We are.
Then they're going to go look at the district plan and campus plan. And if you say in the campus plan, we're going to use these strategies, they want to see proof that you're using those strategies. They're not going to bring ideas with themselves. They just want to see if we're implementing what we say we're going to implement. And so just please, principals, and I'm glad a lot of you are here, be sure and review it regularly or whenever you can with your staff, because I know that when we've been visited, one of the biggest things that they find out is that most teachers say, I've never seen it, I don't know what's in it. And even though we may have gone through some items, se les olvida, or whatever, but what I'm saying is that follow it as much as possible, and Mr. Garcia, encourage the principals to please do that
because
regularly.
both plans are working documents, and every time they have, department meetings or they meet by grade levels, we meet with them, or if I'm on campus, I meet with them, and I know that they work with the documents, make notations, make changes.
Excellent.
And usually as the changes go on, by the end of the year, they already have the new one for the following school year.
Very good.
So.
And I'm glad you're calling it a working document, because that's exactly what it should be. Just keep writing on it and improving it all the time. All right. Thank you.
We request approval, sir.
We have a
I so moved.
we have a motion, item 21. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank
you,
you very
Mr.
much.
Garcia.
Yeah.
Item 22, consider and take possible action on special education pathologist supervising stipends for the 2015-2016 school year.
Good evening, Mr. Garcia, Board President, Mr. Joel Trigo, Jr., Superintendent of Schools, board members, and all that are present. Special Ed Department is seeking the approval of our pathologist stipends for supervision for the 2015-16 school year as presented at committee.
Any discussion, item 22?
Looks pretty good.
We have a motion on item 22. We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mona. Item 23, consider and take possible action on 2015-2016 tutorial component for both high schools and early college high school.
Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Trigo, what we have before you tonight is the instructional design for tutorials. That includes Rio Grande City High School, Gruya High School, and early college, the early college campus. Within the instructional design, we have the instructional focus for tutorials, the identified needs, the strategies, the program timeline, and the targeted population. We also have here the three principals we have the principal from Rio High School, Mr. Sainz, and Ms. Ayala from the Dean of Instruction, and we have the principal from Gruya High School, it's Lupita Garza, and we have the principal from Early College, Ms. Gorena. So what we seek tonight is approval for our tutorial design so we can start tutorials at these particular three schools.
Can you look at I'm sorry. Yes.
I believe there's a question on the paras.
On page 196.
The paras. How much?
On page 196. If you will notice, it says number of clerks and number of paraprofessionals. If this is work after school, wouldn't they have to be paid time and a half? They would, because this is in addition to the regular hours.
Oh, it's a pay. Here, wait.
That's no, that's not time and a half. That's how many hours? It's an hour and a half program.
We better do.
Can we approve everything except that, or is it a package deal? I'm sorry, Mr. Salinas, and I apologize for. I have a question.
Yes.
On page 196. Do you have the agenda? I'm sorry. Well, on the
instructional design?
where you listed all the employees that are going to be hired?
The number of positions
Right.
in the prorated budget.
And the only reason is that some of those positions are hourly employees.
Yeah, that's correct. They're
And they
parents.
cannot be paid a stipend, if I'm correct.
No, they're going to be paid per hour.
If they already have a 40-hour work week,
Yeah, we have to be careful with overtime, in other words. Is that what
Right.
we're saying?
That's-
Yes, we already informed the principals. We had a meeting, and we're very careful with that. I believe it's, how many hours, 30 or 40? 40 is the cutoff, right?
but if they work for the after-school program,
Yes.
that still don't go over 40?
We make sure that they don't go over. Usually they just work like 3 hours or 2 hours per week, and we make sure that we really monitor that we don't get into any problems with overtime.
Okay, and the regular work week is not 40 hours?
We have some employees who are at 35.
35.
35? And then, so this would not put them over 40?
No.
It's an hour and a half, but it's 4 days a week, no?
In some campuses, three days a week, 2 days. In probably the high school, it's about 4 days, but an
4
hour.
days, it said there.
Yes.
Which would be, what, 6 hours?
I'm hearing an hour and 15.
Yes.
I know, but that's it. That hour and 15 has to be paid overtime, right? Time and a half?
No, only time and a half if it's above 40 hours.
Right,
they're
but
working, right?
they're
But if
working 35 hours, and then this, for some of them, will be 6 hours. No?
No, it'd be about 5 or 4, less than
It's
that.
4 days?
I'm sure it's going
Yes.
to be less than that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it's here using a 1.5 multiplier, which means 1.5 hours, right? What's presented to us? 1.5 hours? Okay.
We make the correction of 1.25.
Will you make?
Mr. Science,
Yes, we will.
I don't see an issue with you approving the entire thing and then just noting that, and we'll discuss, and I can discuss with them about tracking carefully the hours for those paraprofessionals that work.
And I don't want to delay it, but I just wanted to make sure we don't get into the
Right, no, absolutely.
I'm glad you brought that up, yeah.
It's a good point.
All right. And I hope you understand, we have to be very careful on
Yes, we have to
going
be
over
very
40
careful.
hours.
I understand that.
Yes.
And we always communicate with the principals.
Very good.
We monitor the time reports and the hours.
Can you repeat what you were telling me, that you suggest that we go ahead and...
Well, I based on the discussion, I don't see any harm in approving it as is, and then making a note, and we'll work closely to make sure that we're tracking the hours that these individuals are working, and that they're not going to go over the 40 hours.
Okay.
And if
All
they
right.
are, then we'll have to come back and readjust the numbers to pay the overtime amounts.
And if we do go over 40 hours, that maybe they can consider compensated time rather than...
That's a possibility,
compensation
yes,
time.
for school districts, you can
All right.
consider.
Okay.
We'll
comp
monitor
time.
that very closely, and we usually do. We have to.
Okay. All right. That was the only reason.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
we've had some issues come up
Yes.
because of the overtime, and so
Yes,
that's
I
why we
know.
have to be careful.
We'll have Mr. Recio work closely, business office and federal
Yes,
programs.
in monitoring the
Work
time
very
reports and
closely
the
to
hours.
monitor the time
Yes.
reports carefully.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And the other thing that was there is in Gruya High School, it says number of students served 300. In Rio Grande City High School, number of students served 800. The total number of buses, 2 or 3 at Gruya and 3 or 4 in Rio. I don't know that you're going to be able to take all those students, if they stay, home in 2 or 3 buses if you have 300 students.
I believe that they start with, at the beginning of tutorials, we make sure that the student population, and usually when we start, in other words, we have a lower number and then it accelerates, and then we bring in all the buses. We need the buses accordingly, and each principal is aware of that, and they get the buses as needed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Excuse me?
The students drive?
Yes, all the students drive.
Okay. All right.
Any more discussion on item 23?
Move we approve item 23 as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Solis. Item 24,
Yeah,
consider.
thank you.
Thank you. Item 24, consider and take possible action on request for permission to advertise for vacancy announcements for the Texas After School Center on Education program for the 2015-2016 school year.
Thank you, sir. On item 24, respectfully ask permission to advertise for this second-year Texas ACE grant. This is focused at Gruya High School and Gruya Middle. As you can see in your pass-outs, it gives you an explanation on the positions we're advertising for, the times that the children are being serviced. Staff does recommend approval.
Any discussion, item 24?
Well, no, just a statement there. I'm already out of compliance, and I was wondering how so. If you don't mind. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for letting me approach. Yes, Mr. Science, it's because the Cycle A Texas ACE grant, I'm going to go ahead and I'm including here the standard application where it states here, if you notice the start date, we should have started since August the 24th. And by that time, we didn't advertise for the site coordinators till August 25th. And of course, school was barely starting, and that's the way it was written. So barely, right now what we had to do, and Mr. Trigo allowed me to do it, and we've done it in previous years, we started with some components at the two centers, which is Gruya High and Gruya Middle. We started with a skeleton crew. I think you got to see some of it last week. I believe Ms. Recio was there because I was ill. We had a Loteria Bingo for our parents. I think you all went there, and the students performed. So we started with like a skeleton crew, like on a, on an agreement, basically. But right now we have to advertise, and we have to increase the components of the instructional part. And I know you're going to ask me on the auxiliary. We do have a couple of auxiliary, not a lot. We have, because of the regulations, we have a certified nurse assistant because the students are there after school. And we're very close to the river. We've been cited for that. And, it's kind of a very rural area. The phones don't work over there, and you can ask them. It's true. And your phone will say Mexico. So basically, we have a CNA, we have a security guard, and we have two instructional people, aides, that are going to collect the surveys. We also have a secretary that will be doing the time report. And yes, we will have to pay them time and a half after they complete the 40 hours.
Right.
And we've been doing that for several years.
It's just something we're having to be very careful with, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not to say we don't want it. If we need it,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have it. But if we can minimize it as much as possible, the overtime, I'm talking about overtime.
Yes.
If we can.
And the monies are there through the ACE grant to allocate for that, sir. Thank
And
you.
the reason you're saying I'm out of compliance already is because you should have started earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, it'd be nice. ¿Cómo? Está bien, pues, perhaps if we're going to continue with this program, that it can be presented a bit earlier to us.
We have to present it like in July, but we ran till July the 9th with ACE program.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the NOGA came in, it was like a week before.
Okay.
And it takes a process to advertise and, to write up, the grant initiatives.
Okay. Sounds like a good program, right? It serves how many students? No,
Right now at Gruya Middle School, we have 104 daily, and at Gruya High School, we have 77. And that's very good because at Gruya High School, we only have 3 teachers right now that are holding it down. And Ms. Lupita Garza will go ahead and she's recommending some core teachers. I would like some more core teachers because we have money to pay them 3 hours a day. 3 hours per day, like from 4:30 to 7:30. At Gruya Middle School, we have 104 students, so that's pretty good, so we expect a lot more.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
We have a motion on item 24.
I so move, Mr.
We
Chairman.
have a motion by Mr. Stein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salinas. Anything on reports? None? Before we go to closed session, I do want to recognize the maintenance department for, I think they're the ones that created the new podium. Looks very nice. And also the Dr. Salinas, your staff, and Mr. Trillo, your secretaries, for assisting with the service for our principals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Evans.
Yes.
Also, we'd like to recognize Board President Mrs. Olga Smedley, Mr. Adolfo Peña, and Dr. Leticia Trevino for helping us get the students. And it was a surprise as I talked to a few principals during the break. They mentioned we were surprised you were able to get this without us finding out. So we want to thank them and everyone else. I know there's a few more people that assisted, but I saw many happy faces, and I see the principals very happy for the recognition. And members of the board, it was a great recommendation from you all to truly recognize our principals for their efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, members of the board, Mr. Trillo, and guests. With me, I have Candace Garza. She's our nutrition coordinator. On behalf of the Child Nutrition Program and Mrs. Ramirez, I would like to provide you with the information regarding our school lunch program. The National School Lunch Program was created by Congress back in 1946, and today there are over 30 million school children that are served daily. Here in our district, we serve approximately 9,500 meals per day. That does not include breakfast or supper meal, only lunch. This is a 93%. During the month of September, we serve a little over 216,000 lunches. We service students at 18 sites, including Immaculate Conception School, Starr County Juvenile, and the Alternative Center. The federally funded National School Lunch Program provides nutritional balanced meals to students every day. The program requires school meals to meet federal nutrition standards, such as offering fruits and vegetables every day, serving whole grain rich foods, limiting fat, calorie, sodium, and having low-fat milk all the time, 1% and skim. It is a tough and challenging job. However, we try our very best to keep our customers happy. This week, we celebrate National School Lunch, and we plan activities with the students. The highlight is that we coordinate with the high school principals and football coaches to have football players come and join the elementary students for lunch. To help stress the importance of eating healthy, we have coordinated with public information to get the information posted on our website and newspaper. We thank the school board and administration for their continuous support to our program. And to reflect that, we have some wonderful fruit baskets for you so you can take home and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else on reports? It is now 7:35. We'll be entering closed session under the authority of the Texas Government Code Section 551.071. So the text motion on item A. Do we have a motion by Mr. Klein? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Do we have a motion item B? We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Do we have a motion item C?
1 second.
Question.
Mrs. Ibarra's not here. Nobody's taking it.
Oh, okay. Yes. Mr. Lopez, would you get our board secretary, superintendent secretary?
Who made the motion? I'm sorry, for the first one?
Both of them.
Oh, Mr. Klein.
Both by Mr. Klein. I second the second one.
Yes, and second one.
Mr.
I second
Sainz.
and
Mr. Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez second the first one.
Mr. Gonzalez, the first one.
Oh.
Mr. Gonzalez second. There you go.
Got it.
Okay. Item C, do we have a motion on item C?
I move to approve item C and discuss in closed session.
Do we have a second on item C?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D. Do we have a motion, item D?
I move to approve item D, discuss in closed session. I second that.
We have a motion and a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Meeting is now adjourned. It is 8:27.